Today we are journeying deep into the messages that the elephant holds for humankind. And I'm just going to be honest, that sun is super bright. Oh, that's a little bit better. What is that? That's gross. Nope. That sun just keeps moving like every second. So it's safe to say this is pretty retarded. I might just give up on this background and go the other way. Hi guys, Stephanie Kojak here. Welcome back to the third video in our series of journeying deeper with spirit animals. Today we're using the Kanyan Oracle deck to go through the messages that the spirit of the elephant has for humankind. So as always, we're going to go through a short meditative connection process in order to ground and center your energy deep within your body and allow you to choose the card that holds the wisdom and the message that is for your highest good at this point in time. As always, this card spread isn't time specific, but rather deals with the layers of the psyche that are essentially timeless and span across many generations and many life stages and cycles. So, in order to get connected, we're going to find a quiet and comfortable position where you won't be distracted. You can sit in a cross-legged position or lie down for a little while. It's up to you. But we'll roll the shoulders back and down, gently roll the head in a nice relaxed circle. Closing your eyes and allowing this to signal your intention to journey deeper inwards and connect with the infinite realms of intelligence that exist within you. Now take in a deep and conscious breath, breathing into the stomach, then the ribs, then the upper chest, pausing at the top of this breath and then releasing gently. Again, breathing in, feeling the full expansion of all these areas as you pause and then let the breath go. Repeat this conscious cycle of breath one more time. Exhaling fully, releasing and enjoying all the movements and sensations that this breath creates within the body. As we now call upon the divine spirit of the elephant by following and repeating these words to yourself. I call upon the divine spirit of the elephant. I thank you for being here with me, sharing your guidance, inspiration, and wisdom. Taking another deep in-breath, filling up the chest and stomach. And on your exhale, slowly opening your eyes and allowing yourself to choose the card that stands out most to you now. Okay, the first card that we're going to speak about today is the Dance Unveiling. And I can hear clearly the elephant is saying through this card two very simple yet important words. Keep going. Write that down somewhere because this card has revealed itself to you because you are on the right path, regardless of how intense and challenging circumstances might seem to be at this point in time. Elephant wants to remind you that this is only from the limited perspective of the human mind. And in truth, These circumstances are all on purpose and part of your path unfolding, so don't give up. Spirit, universe, God knows all the rough times and obstacles that you have encountered, but please trust now more than ever before that you are divinely supported. I'm sure you've heard the saying, the universe will never give you more than you can handle. This is in fact a pale reflection of the truth, like looking at the light of the sun through the moon's reflective surface. The truth is, this universe, in all of its purposeful but dualistic nature, will give you situations that will take you to your breaking point, and you may even be there for an extended amount of time. It can continuously push, smash, and suffocate you until it seems as though you will not survive. But then through grace, there's something like a pause. And if you're not aware, you may even miss it. And some or even most people do miss it. It is a glimpse of stillness and silence, and this glimpse is more than enough. In that moment, you access the infinite realm of strength, motivation, intelligence, joy, and love, and it floods you, moves into your circumstances and actions and words and thoughts in that moment. As though you have felt the fullness of the sun's light in all of its true glory and magnificence for the first time. Elephant says, keep going, trust the process. You are on the edge of a glimpse into the infinite that will propel you forward in ways that you cannot imagine. Truly, the dance is unveiling. And know that there is great support in the higher dimensions for you at this point in time. Just like in the guided meditation, you walk in the elephant's pack and they walk next to you, in front of you and behind you. And higher guidance wants to know that it's the very same in spiritual truth, that your guides are walking behind you and beside you, in front of you always. So never forget that you are truly safe. So never stop doing what sets your soul alight and continue walking on this path. And it will unfold itself and light itself in beautiful ways. And all these circumstances that seem to block you or even break you will never stop you from creating the ideal that you hold, but rather they are simply, not so much simply, but rather they are like tests of your perseverance, of your conviction or resolve to achieve what it is you're holding in your mind and bring it into reality. This life isn't for the faint-hearted. The creatives, the inventors, the truth seekers, and the people that see a way of being in the world that is beyond the norm, beyond cultural expectations, beyond society's values, and see something greater. This is not a path for the faint-hearted. Your dance is unveiling. Keep going. Trust the process. You are a spiritual warrior in truth, and the dance will be a beautiful one. The second card that we're going to speak about today is the Mother of Mercy, and this is quite an intense card actually. It represents a power struggle with the feelings of guilt and shame intertwined into it. So this could represent that you are the person of power in the situation, manipulating another person, or you are the person without power in the situation, being manipulated. So whatever it is, Elephant is calling you to take responsibility. That's what this card is about. Now, first of all, you have to recognize whether or not you're in this situation, because you might not be conscious of it. So the best way to do that is to observe your resentments. What are you resentful about, and who are you resentful towards? And that is the deeper part of the psyche, bringing to your attention that which you need to take responsibility for. Now, responsibility is how capable you are of responding to people, places, situations, rather than reacting to them. So this card and the elephant is showing you a situation in your life that is calling you to practice greater responsibility. Again, notice what's popping up in your head. Your inner guidance system is showing you where you need to put this information into practice, bridging the gap between how you decide to be and actually how you are behaving. Taking responsibility doesn't mean it's your fault. It means that you're responsible for acting in alignment with your core values, in a way that transmutes the energy of the situation and maintains harmony in your inner world and outer world. So if your boss is oppressive, your children are disrespectful, your spouse is distant, or your friends are self-absorbed, recognize that these things are showing up in your life as an outcome of past memories and subconscious patterns of behavior. So you can either choose to wallow in victimhood, blaming another for your thoughts, words, and actions, or you can take responsibility and choose the power of awareness and choose the power of how you respond in each of those situations in your life. In addition to that, this card can be a message to remain aware that sometimes no response is required at all, particularly to people deliberately attempting to manipulate and gain an emotional reaction from you. You are showing them that you are no longer choosing to play this game with them. If these people ask you a question and after a moment of consideration you decide that you do not need to answer it, then don't. A simple statement like, "That's an interesting question, I'm choosing not to answer it," is enough. You are demonstrating that you heard the question and you will decide on how much weight you will give it. And this goes for personal situations and professional situations. But just tread lightly in the latter category, especially if you're working with someone who signs your paycheck. The third card we're speaking about is Enter the Jade Temple, and it is a message from Elephant to elevate your awareness to a level of peace. Now, if you pull this card, it is a representation of a peaceful and quick resolution that is actually underway in a situation that's bothering you at the moment. So keep this in mind as we go through the message that the elephant holds for you. Now, the card has actually revealed itself to you because your mind, body, and spirit are asking you to slow down and be a bit gentle with yourself, actually. You may have just been hit with bad news or had an interaction with someone that left you feeling drained. Or sometimes there isn't even a clear explanation as to why you feel tender and vulnerable emotionally. We live in a world that can be turbulent, radical, and even scary. Just turn on the news and you'll see power struggles of the ego, violence, destruction, inequality, competitiveness, all the result of humans living a fear-based reality. Understandably, these things can throw us off, raise questions, and hit us very deeply, taking up a lot of mental space in our minds as we process all the information about those available to us. It is times like these when it's very wise to retreat for some time into the Jade Temple. This can be for days or even a few hours. The quality of time is much more important than the quantity of the time. So you're being called to be gentle with yourself in this time and your reactions in this time. Sometimes we can be hard on ourselves with thinking certain thoughts and feeling certain emotions. We expect ourselves to be tougher or smarter, especially when those around us seem to not be as affected. But your energy field has drawn this card because berating and judging yourself is useless and making the situation worse. So instead, Elephant says, retreat for a while. Spend a little time in nature, read a book, play music, or do whatever it is that sparks that feeling of expansion and joy in your heart. And just simply melt into these activities, giving yourself full permission to take the time to do this. And just feeling all the goodness, essentially, that arises within you when you take time and give yourself full permission without guilt to do this. The energies that will be invoked within you are profoundly restorative. So treat yourself with gentleness and with compassion and kindness like you would a child or your best friend. Do whatever it is that draws you deeply into the present moment. Sometimes we don't step back and watch how we treat ourselves and speak to ourselves. We can be significantly more judgmental towards ourselves than others. So imagine in this time that you are your own best friend or a child and treat yourself with that sort of respect. What would you say to your best friend if they felt drained or lost? How would you treat them? Offer yourself the kindness and softness you would extend to your loved ones or even a stranger when they are going through this. It is an act of radical self-love. one that will restore you at the soul level, bringing a sense of peace and clarity and gratitude within you that cannot be described in words. This is another experience that you can only feel. Elephant says, honor yourself enough to create a space of absolute peace and protection and beauty within you that is always available to you when you be your own best friend and take good care of yourself. The final card that we're going to speak about today is Bamboo Moon, and I love this card because it has a really cool story of Chinese bamboo behind it. Now, Chinese bamboo is like any other plant or tree in that it requires sunlight and water and fertile soil to grow. But it's different in that when you plant the Chinese bamboo seed underneath the soil, you will see no rewards for your effort for up to 5 years. And that is because for 5 years, Chinese bamboo grows an intricate and complex root system beneath the surface. And this is done because it needs to support rapid growth in a very short period of time. So when Chinese bamboo is ready to sprout from the surface or through the soil, it grows up to 25 meters in about 6 to 8 weeks. So it's very, very rapid growth. And the root system is strong enough to support this growth without it falling over, without it being blocked from reaching the fullest limits of its potential. And this is a perfect parable of our own experience with personal growth and change. It is never easy, and sometimes it can look like nothing is happening, but trust that beneath the surface, you are growing all the wisdom, knowledge, and skills required for you to not only achieve the growth, but sustain the growth over a long period of time once you are ready. And the best way to do this is the action-based step of continuous study and practice. And the collective consciousness of the elephant is wise and attracted to a keen mind like yours. And it loves to work cooperatively in the pursuit of intellectual goals and empowers you to rise up to your unique potential again and again. Now, the great master Gurdjieff taught that if information outweighs experience, it is useless and abstract. And if experience outweighs information, then the actions are aimless and prove useless again. And I encourage you, or Elephant encourages you, to write that down and think about that and meditate on that, because it is truly the core or the cornerstone of you building a firm foundation in regards to your chosen area of study or career path. It's like that intricate root system. Understanding of a topic or a field or skill cannot be achieved without the balance between information and experience. And if you've been leaning to one side more than the other, you are creating an imbalance in your understanding. And the elephant is urging you back to your foundation to fix any cracks that may have formed through study and becoming just a learner and a beginner again. So be patient, Elephant says. Go back to the basics and make sure you are mastering them. Become the student. Become the person who knows nothing about your craft, no matter how long you have been involved in it or how successful you have already been. If you are on the path of your soul purpose, your study will ignite feelings of joy and expansion within you, leading you to a level of mastery that cannot be ignored by those around you. When you speak, your words will vibrate with clarity and enthusiasm. And when you act, your actions will be imbued with ease and skill. It is worth the hours of patient practice that built this foundation. So this is basically the back to school card, and just know that the elephant is with you. And like I said at the beginning, he's so attracted to a keen mind with intellectual goals and pursuits. So just make sure that you are balancing this with experience, creating that solid foundation. And there's great success ahead for you. Okay guys, we've come to the end of this oracle card reading, Journeying Deep with the Elephant. Now, As always, please leave in the comment section below which card you got and what is that one action step that you are going to put into practice today to ensure, pretty much like I talked about in every single card, that this information is not going to be lost, it's not going to just be motivational, inspirational for a couple hours or a couple of days and then turn into nothing. What is the action step that you're going to put into practice in your professional life, in your personal life, in your spiritual life? What is it that you're going to do? And as always, show the elephant a little bit of love by giving it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. You really should, because I would really like you to. But we're gonna journey deep with a few more spirit animals. If you haven't already, check out the lion and the tiger ones. I'm really proud of those. I'm really happy with the messages that came through from these beautiful spirit guides, and I'm sure that if you resonated with the elephant, you'll resonate with those guys as well. So until next time, guys, know that you are so loved and protected and guided by the spirit of the elephant on this beautiful journey. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.